All right. So for this assignment, we're going to be using a triangle just like we did with the force equals mass times acceleration when we were studying Newton's second law of motion. But this time we're going to be using the formula distance equals rate times time. So D is going to be distance, R is rate, which is of speed. So rate stands for speed, and T is time. Okay, so then we're going to set up a triangle for each of these problems. And remember that what is all by itself is going to stay by itself. And what's together is going to stay together. So the D goes on top by itself, and the R and the T go on the bottom stuck together. Remember that the ones that are on the bottom beside each other are multiplied, and anything that's on top and bottom of each other is going to be divided. Just think of this line right here like a fraction line. This would go on top, this would go on bottom. This would go on top, this would go on bottom. You're just going to cover up whichever variable you're looking for, and you will divide or multiply as necessary. So the first problem says that a boat can go 60 miles in 3 hours. Find the speed of a boat. So we know that we have the boat going 60 miles in 3 hours, and we want to find speed, which is R. So we're going to plug in the miles where they go. Miles is a measurement of distance, so miles will go where the D went. And then hours is a measurement of time, so that's going to go where the T goes. And we're left with this formula. So we're going to cover up the R, and we're going to say R equals 60 over 3. 60 over 3. And that is going to be equal, you can use a calculator or do it in your head, that's going to be equal to 20. And then this was miles, and this was hours, so it's going to be miles per hour. Miles per hour. We write it this way conventionally in the United States, but you could also write it like this: miles over, not seconds, miles per hour. Miles per hour. It gets confusing with this. Whenever we abbreviate miles, we need to abbreviate it MI, because if we just put M, it's going to look like it means meters, since those are both measurements of distance. All right, that was number 1. Now let's do number 2. We're going to use the same formula, distance equals rate times time, and we're going to set up our triangle. I'll write these really lightly in pencil so that I can erase them and plug the numbers in where they go. So distance goes on top because it's by itself. Rate and time go together on bottom because they're by each other. It says that a car travels 110 miles at a speed of 36 miles per hour. So 36 miles per hour. Find the time it took to take the journey. Find T. So our distance is measured in miles, so this is going to go where the D goes, 110. And 36 is going to go, it's a rate of speed, miles per hour is a rate of speed, so it's going to go where R goes for rate, 36. Okay, so then we're going to be looking for T, so T equals, cover up the T, and we're left with 110 over 36. 110 over 36. And then I can plug that into a calculator, and I'll come up with a number with a decimal, but it's going to be equal to about 3, and then our unit is going to be, what's our measurement for time? This is miles per hour, so our time is going to be hours. About 3 hours. All right, and that's number 2. So I'll do number 3 for you, and then you're going to do the rest of this one by yourself. The rest of the problems by yourself on this worksheet. Number 3 says, a bus travels for 4 hours, so time equals 4 hours, at a speed, so rate equals 32 miles per hour. It says find the distance traveled. Find distance. Okay? So this is gonna go where the T goes. It's time. It goes right here, 4. And our rate will go where the R goes, which is right here, 32. And we're looking for the distance, okay? So distance is equal to 32, and this is, since they're beside each other, it's multiplication. So 32 times 4, which is equal to 128, right? Yep, 128. In our unit, we have hours and miles per hour. So for distance, our unit is going to be miles. Distance is 128 miles. And that will be your answer. That's it.